Hi, I'm Greg Howlett, and I want to talk about a product that's in the green superfood category called Amazing Grass. This is the Greens Blend Superfood. Now, this is a typical product that you see in this category. Essentially, what these products are is a mixture of a wide range, really, of ingredients that are designed to sort of replace a shortage of vegetables and fruits and just overall nutrition that might be in your diet. If you don't have a lot of fruits and vegetables in your diet, this is an easy way to do it. In a lot of cases, these kind of products claim that if you take them, you're essentially replacing about 2 servings a day of fruits and vegetables. The way they do that is they just combine a lot of extracts of wheatgrass and barley grass and broccoli, chlorella spirulina, some fruits. There's often some fiber in these products, probiotics, and so on. And in general, it's a pretty wide range of nutrition. It's a good thing to do, again, especially if you need it. Now, I'll say this up front. I'm not making any money from this product. I've been in this industry now for 23 years. I don't represent this product at all. I have no financial considerations in regards to this product. This is an unbiased review. Now, we're going to talk about this product in 4 different ways today. We're going to talk about taste, the nutritional label, the manufacturing, and the value. And then I'll give you an overall recommendation on what I think. Let's talk about taste. Okay, so the taste of this product, if you actually taste this, it's going to taste sort of like grass that has a lot of sugar dumped in it. A lot of sugar. It's not really working, in my opinion. However, let me say this. The taste on a product like this is really, really challenging because it is grass. If you go out and grab a handful of grass, in a lot of cases, that's what these products taste like. It's just not easy. So I give them props for trying. Believe me, there's products in this category that are way, way, way worse, but not really something that you're going to look forward to taking every day. Why is that important, by the way? When I was growing up, I used to have to eat or drink cod liver oil. My mother would give it to me. She didn't care how it tasted. She wanted me to be healthy. And I know from sort of a objective perspective, the taste really shouldn't matter, right? This is about health. This is not replacing your favorite drink at the end of the day. But on the flip side, what I know from a lot of years in the industry is if you don't like the taste, you're not going to stick with it. Again, this is at least an attempt. Sort of falls flat, but it's better than nothing, what they've done with the taste here. Now, the label is where I really want to spend more time. The label I'm talking about is the supplemental facts that you see right here. I want to spend some time on this because there's a lot to glean from that label. Now, the label is divided into 2 parts. The top part is claims, nutritional claims. For example, this product claims that it has 40 milligrams of calcium. Now, if you look at the label, and we'll put it up on the screen, what you see in general is that for a superfood, when you expect to see a lot of claims about nutrition, this one is pretty modest. As a matter of fact, one of the more modest products I've seen in this category. They claim vitamin A, C, K, calcium, iron, sodium, and potassium. Really not much going on. Even the nutrients that are claimed here, low levels of actual amounts of those nutritional values. It's not really something that people would look at and say, yeah, this is a superfood. Consumers could look at this and say, what's going on here? I'm supposed to be taking a superfood. There's no nutrition in here that indicates this is a superfood. Let me talk about that for a second. So here's the thing. This is a natural product. The ingredients in here are natural, and whenever you're sourcing natural ingredients, you have a problem in that the source, actually the field that, let's say, for example, the top ingredient here is wheatgrass. Wheatgrass can be grown in different fields, different parts of the world, different growing conditions, different rain, and so on. And you end up with very different nutritional profiles based on where it's grown. Even if you grab some wheatgrass from the back of my house and compared it to some wheatgrass across town, 3 or 4 miles away, there would be a big difference. And that's true of all these ingredients. That's what makes it so hard to put a guarantee on a label, because a company can't necessarily guarantee without a lot of work that every single bottle going out is going to have a minimum level of nutrition in it. That's why the label is light. It doesn't mean that the nutrition isn't in here, it just means that they can't guarantee it. Now, here's the problem. This is a big thing about products in this category. You'll see this a lot on these kind of products, but the truth is there are products in the category, premium products, that do have strong labels. And I'm going to mention one, AG1. I have no financial interest in that either, but I will say that by way of comparison, AG1 has a very, very strong label compared to this label. How do they do that? Here's how you do it. Again, using natural ingredients is hard. AG1 does it because they do a lot of extra testing. They take a lot more steps in manufacturing, a lot more control over raw ingredient sourcing, and they end up in a situation where they're able to make stronger claims. So when you see a weak label, here's what you need to know. What it means is you have a company that is not going the extra mile in terms of, again, raw ingredient sourcing, manufacturing, and especially testing, and they're not able to make the same claims that a premium product would make. That's your first indication this is not a premium product, by the way. Now, I want to move on down to the second part of this label, which is the raw ingredients. The raw ingredients are assembled into four proprietary blends. Lots of products do this. So you have a green food blend, an antioxidant blend, a fiber blend, and then a probiotic blend, essentially. Now, again, companies do this. What they do with blends is they'll say, okay, we have a green superfood blend. Here's a list of ingredients in the blend, but we're not going to tell you how much of each ingredient is in the blend. Not really good, right? From a consumer perspective, there's information hidden from you. Now, I get why companies do it, and even premium companies do it. So that's not necessarily, this is not out of the ordinary by any means, but as a consumer, you do have a right to be suspicious, especially of ingredients that are listed toward the ends of these blends. For example, this green food blend, the wheatgrass is number one, broccoli is last. Those are in order of how much is of each of those ingredients is in the blend. In other words, there's more wheatgrass in the blend than any other ingredient. Broccoli is the ingredient that's used least in this blend. Now, what you have to watch out for is what I would call fairy dust marketing. That's where a company will say, okay, we want to get a lot of ingredients in here, maybe some popular ingredients. And so what we'll do is we'll just put a tiny bit into one of these blends, and then we can say it's in the product. But what we're not going to disclose is there's not really enough in the product to make a difference. Sprinkle some fairy dust and call it a day. I call that fairy dust marketing. I'm not saying Amazing Grass is doing it, but I can tell you that that's a widely used tactic in the industry that consumers need to pay attention to. Look at the ends of the blends. For example, the second blend here has maca. Probably not much, very frankly. There's only 1.1 grams of the entire blend, and there's about 8 ingredients. Maca probably gets a very, very small percentage. That's probably not enough to really make a difference if you're looking at maca, which, by the way, is a popular ingredient used for a lot of things. But probably there's not enough here to make a therapeutic impact on much of anything. And when I say therapeutic, I just mean there's not enough to make a difference from a health perspective. That's true of a lot of this stuff, guys. You have to take it with a grain of salt. They have a lot of ingredients here, but that doesn't mean there's a lot of those ingredients. So a lot of ingredients, but not a lot of those ingredients, if that makes sense. Be careful with that. Again, not the end of the world. Lots of companies do it. And by the way, one of the reasons they do it is to protect themselves from getting imitated. But it does hide information from the consumer. Now, let's talk about manufacturing. There's some things that I look for. The first thing, actually, revisiting the nutritional supplement facts, the claims here are weak, which tells me that there's some, I'm not going to say there's corners cut, but I'm going to say that other companies do a lot better job in the space. The other things that I notice, there's no certifications that I typically look for. NSF is a big one. ISO 9000. Those kind of certifications mean that third-party companies come in and audit this company to make sure that the label is correct and that there are standardized processes being used in manufacturing and raw ingredient sourcing and all those important things. Across the board, this is not a premium product, and I can tell that from everything from the container itself to the quality of the label itself, the paper it's printed on. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. There's a place in the market for products of different levels of quality. I get that. Just know that that's what you're getting here. There's some corners being cut. Again, I shouldn't say it that way. I should say that this product is not going the extra mile. Put it in the positive. There are a few claims made on here. Gluten-free, no sugar added, non-GMO. In general, pretty light on manufacturing, testing, and so on that's being done. It is made in the USA. Props for that. That means that the facility is subject to FDA inspections, and that's a good thing. I doubt this product is being made in a basement like I have seen before. I actually have seen that, by the way. It does say 2 servings of fruits and vegetables, by the way. Overall, this is a product that is basically hitting the bottom level of the market, though. You have to understand that going in. Now, let's talk about value. This product sells for $25. $25 on Amazon. Now, this is an 8.5 ounce bottle, jar. I never know what to call these, container. The thing about that, $25 for 8.5 ounces, here's what I would say about that. You can buy a premium product in this space that's twice the size for about twice the money. I know of one that has a stronger label, all the certifications I would look for, and just overall a better product, and it's $50 for 16 ounces, so that's twice the size for twice the money. In other words, what I'm going to say about this is not really as good a value as you might think. I actually think it's not a very good value at all. It just doesn't work unless you just have somebody that says, I can only spend $25 and I want to test something. So maybe you consider this a test. But in terms of a value product, I don't get it. It sits in the market as a value product, but it's not. It's really no cheaper. Now, let me give you my grades on the 4 levels and we'll be done. In terms of taste, I'd give this a C-, only because there's products that are worse. In terms of the label, this is a D product. Very, very weak label in general. Maybe D+. Again, there's products that are worse, but not many. There's certainly a lot of upside potential with a product like this. Manufacturing, I'll give it a D as well. Certifications I'm looking for are not there. It's made in the USA, which is a good thing, but otherwise this is a mediocre product from a manufacturing standpoint in all probability. And then in terms of value, I'm going to give it a D as well. The reason why, again, is even though it's $25, it's half the price of a premium price product that's twice the size. So it's really not a savings. If you have $25 to spend and you want to test something, try it. Otherwise, I'd pass on this. This is not a value. Overall, I'm going to give this a D. There's better options on the market, and I encourage you to look for one of those.